Welcome back to day 4. This is class 4. We are practicing with the media. So we want to make sure you have your work finished from class 2 and 3 and make sure your character is looking good. It doesn't have to be perfect yet, but you want to make sure that you've practiced enough so when you start your final piece you feel confident. So today we're working with the media. Remember, media is what you use to create your piece. I suggested, pencil with pen and or colored pencil, but it's really completely up to you what to use for media, depending on what your teacher has for you or what they would like you to use. So in your sketchbook, I want you to practice different blending techniques and textures and how you can make your piece look the best you can. So you want to think about with the cartoon style that you chose. How are you going to make it look like that with the media that you're working with? So let's go back up here to some of these examples, okay? For example, if you're going to do Robert De Jesus' style, you could do it in pencil first and then go back over it with pen. It'll look really good. But if you're going to do his style, you need to practice these mark making. So by mark making, I mean these lines, and they look really quick because they are. If you sit there and try to slowly draw each line, it's not going to look like this style. So today, if you're going to do his style, sketch out something, even if you just sketch out this, just as an example, and work on getting those lines in quick. Trusting yourself, it's a cartoon, it's not realistic, it doesn't have to be perfect, but work on getting that style down so that you'll be able to do that. If you're doing Simpsons, look at this and think about how you're going to use the media. You want to make sure if you're using color pencils that you don't see the lines in here, right? And that's just going to be about blending. So you want to talk about, your teacher can show you more about this, but making sure you start with a lighter color and then build on top of that. So for example, like with a shirt right here, I would color in the whole shirt, not the yellow parts, but the whole area that's blue, this lighter color, and then go back on top with this color. It looks more rich, it's more vibrant. You can achieve that result with almost any type of media. My daughter has crazy art crayons, and I can get good blending techniques with those. But you have to practice with it and make sure that you, keep working at it till it looks the way you want it to. So for Boondocks, you have to look at this. It's not like you're just going to color in the whole face one color, right? So what I would do with my pencil really lightly was once I get my piece mapped out, then I would draw this right here, like draw this shape that you see. That would be a different color than this. But again, with the layering and the blending, I would take this skin color and color the whole thing. You pick the lightest color, do the whole thing, and then go back on top with this darker color, and it's going to look more vibrant. It's not going to look like they're two separate pieces. It's just going to look like the shadow on top of this. So keep that in mind. Those things are important. Anything that's white, you want to make sure you identify first so you don't end up adding color in there, especially for like the glasses. If you're doing glasses, you want to make sure you have that glare, which you wouldn't be able to achieve if you had color in there. All right, so those are just some examples of how you would use the media. And if you're doing the Tim Burton style, it's going to be a little bit more realistic with your blending. So you want to make sure that you think about that and practice that today. So one really cool thing you can do, like with this style, you don't want to make it look outlined. So for example, let's take this line of his neck right here. Okay, yeah, you're going to draw the line, right? And you're going to see the line, but you don't want it to stand alone as just an outline. So I would start from this line right here, and I would start shading, and I would get lighter and lighter as I got out into the lighter spot. So it went from dark to light, and it's going to make the line disappear. So that's a really cool trick you can use when you're trying to achieve more realism, which this style kind of has that, a little bit of that look to it. I know the eyes are huge, etc. But think about that. So that's what you're going to do today for class 4.